Oh shit, Jack, what's up, buddy? How are you? I haven't seen you forever, bud. How you been? Just getting ready to fire up the podcast here. As long as I can do public, we'll be good to go. There we go. Now it should work. And we are live. You got a little bit of our behind the scenes at the beginning of this. You're welcome. I don't know what to tell you. It's a process. This podcast has been a process. We are both very, very busy guys, and it seems like no matter what, it is everything that we could possibly do to squeak this in on Thursdays.
We try our best.
Yeah. It's one of those things. We both. Hey, Christina's already hopping on here. What's up, girl? How are you?
What's up?
Miss you. You got to be on the podcast soon. I don't know what it is, man. It seems like we just like.
So I had like a mortifying event happen earlier with Tina.
Geez. Okay.
And so I called her, and unfortunately, Tina was at a is it a visitation? Is that what they call it beforehand?
Oh yeah, yep, visitation.
Anyhow, for her aunt.
Okay.
So
sorry for
condolences. But I was talking to her, and I had sent her a TikTok video, and I said, "Hey, I sent you a video," and she's like, "Oh, cool, I'll watch it." And I said, "Oh, I wouldn't watch it at the funeral because you're probably gonna laugh." When I said that part, though, it kind of made a noise, and she said, "Oops, I connected to the car with her parents." And I'm like, so the only part that I thought they heard were, "Don't watch it at the funeral, you'll laugh." And I'm like, "Oh no!" I said, "I'm gonna go hide in a hole." I'm like, they had no contact. What just happened, and I was mortified.
Oh, that's funny. Bennett hopping in here. What's up, man? That means I can see my personal Facebook messages finally. We did get that sorted out now. Let's go.
I'm glad they're laughing now because I was like,
next show, count me in.
Oh,
all right, sounds
man.
Good. Oh man.
I was mortified. When it happened.
Oh man.
What's up, people over on TikTok?
It's an embarrassing thing, but it's still pretty funny. I mean, it's not like you like told her something and she like blurted out or something in the middle.
Yeah, no, it was just like it was the right timing it was the worst timing at the right time. It was terrible.
That's why she's in a wheelchair. Wait, what? Oh man. Well, that's so.
For all you guys jumping on TikTok, this is Unlikely Role Models podcast.
There we go.
I got my co-host over here.
So, guys, so for whatever reason, and you know what? If somebody in their Infinite can set it up like a normal camera, and if you guys can figure that out, like drop us a line, let us know. Drop in our DMs, whatever you want to do. That would help us a ton. So we got loss and appendage over on my TikTok saying Arby's, it has the meats. It does have the meats. Arby's, you know what? Legit.
Jackson Pipes, you're the man. He has 101 likes over here.
Oh, hell yeah. Thanks. I appreciate it.
So he has 101 more.
So, okay. And then I know this is going to sound confusing too. He has his personal TikTok up. I have my personal TikTok. Our actual joint one for the podcast. I did drop some new videos, some clips and stuff like that. So go over and check that out. Unlikely Role Models Pod, all one word on TikTok. Go over there, drop us a like, follow, and then eventually we'll go live strictly from that as far as on TikTok.
Yeah.
But to everybody else and everybody listening on TikTok, we are live currently right now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all across the board.
Unlikely Role Models Pod on TikTok.
Yep. So There you go. I appreciate it, guys. All right, let's.
Should we just jump into this?
Yeah, we can get into the meat and beans of this.
So we usually start with sports, but so far, Tiger Woods is rocking it, and that's about it.
Yeah, no, Tiger Woods back in the Masters. Showed up. There was a great quote though that I read that I thought was hilarious, and it was something like it was from one of the other golfers, and excuse me, I don't know which one it was, but he said you could show up to the Masters naked and shoot a 50, and nobody would give a rat's ass because Tiger Woods is at Masters. And I go, God, that's got to be a crappy feeling. But this is one of the first events. The Masters is one of the first events that has let both PGA golfers and the LIV golfers compete together at the same time and stuff like that. So I listened to, or I read an interview earlier this week where they were talking about how they knew that things were different. And it was one of the other golfers, I don't remember if it was Rory or somebody else, was talking about how Dustin, what am I thinking this last
Was it
name?
different for the better?
Not just different in general. So Dustin Johnson, who's one of the best golfers in the world, easily probably top 5 right now,
Yeah.
showed up and he was wearing FootJoy shoes instead of before when he was in PGA. He was head to toe Adidas everything except for his hat. He always wears like a flat brim. I don't remember what golf brand it is off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But he was wearing FootJoy shoes, and it's because LIV golf is a lot more loosey goosey with like your sponsorships and stuff like that, where PGA is a lot tighter with that. Like, and they only allow so many sponsors to sponsor certain golfers and whatever. And so that's, he said it just was different. Not necessarily I don't think it's probably, in my opinion, it's not for the worst. It's probably for the better. You know, all of this stuff grows golf one way or another. The only thing that people are getting mad about is the fact that they are, how do I want to say it? They're having like,
Good. Spit it out.
That it's breaking away from that traditional stuff that comes along with golf, that comes along with being in the PGA Tour, stuff like that. That like LIV golf is like breaking against it. Well, they're also mad because like the people that own LIV golf are like Saudi Arabia, like oil tycoons,
just have a bunch of money to do.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. You know, at this point, it seems like
so
it seems like they're just mad because these people have more money than they do, you know, or whatever. And like, so it's turned into,
if you look at like the greatest game ever, it kind of started the same way, you know, gentlemen's.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Ben is hopping in here. How do I watch it over on TikTok? You can watch it over on TikTok. So it's actually not under our stuff. It's under mine or Kyle's. So if you want to watch it under mine, it's Horny Gnome Bar, all one word, HZRNEE, Gnome Bar, all one word. Kyle's is Bearded Barbarian. But you can watch it over, you're watching on Facebook now. It's an easy way to watch it. You can watch it over on Twitch. It's Unlikely Role Models Podcast over on Twitch.
So another sports thing that no one talked about is the final women's college game of LSU and Iowa.
Okay, so we're talking the one chick on LSU.
Yeah.
And
no.
Queen
one chick on Iowa.
And then Caitlin. Yeah. Caitlin Clark. So I found out
she's a baller.
I thought she was a senior this year. She's a junior. So she's still got another year to come back and just.
I think she's got 2. I think she could do 2 years from what I understood.
Oh, she's a red shirt or whatever.
But I think she is probably however it says, she's probably making more money in NIL than she would make going WNBA.
Oh, for 100% for sure.
Under the new rules, which makes sense.
Yeah,
get it.
Yeah, no, she's a beast. She's had 2 40-point double games, which is stuff like LeBron never had in college, Jordan never had in college, Magic Johnson never had in college, and I
think she could play with the best of them.
She's good, but you lost the national championship game. You know what I mean? Like, so you can only be so good.
Well, that's because when you look at it, though, like a whole team's going to beat one good player every day of the week.
Oh, yeah. In LSU, those girls are scrappy hood chicks that will just tear stuff up. And they're good ball players. So the controversy, obviously, in that last game was that, gosh, I should have looked this up. I don't remember what her name is. The African American main point guard from LSU did the like John Cena, you can't see me.
Oh yeah, they made a big deal about
to
that.
Caitlin Clark's face. However, not 2 or 3 games before that, Caitlin Clark did that to all of what team was that? They're red and white. Gosh, I can't think. Louisville. So she did to Louisville. So it's like, but nobody said anything when she did it, and then all of a sudden this girl did it to her in the national championship game, and like everybody's up in arms, like, oh, get off of it. Like,
they were overreacting on that for sure.
Yeah. Well, so it felt a lot of things, right? So it's female athletes are supposed to be prim and proper and, you know, whatever. And so it showed a little bit of a more competitive side of women athletes that I don't think that everybody's ready for.
Yeah.
You know, and then there was a little bit of like racial tension there, obviously, too. The LSU team from Louisiana and is mostly African American, where the Iowa team is mostly white. And I think that there was some of that too. And so I think that it was the African American female that was acting, you know, like what she says in interviews is hood or whatever, is a little bit too much for people to handle. Or whatever. It's like, you know what?
It was overreact. A bunch of Karens.
At this point, it's almost professional sports. They don't go to college for an education anymore. They go to college to play sports. So it's essentially a professional sport. They are getting paid for it now through sponsors and everything else. Trash talk, dunk in her face.
Right? WWE,
you know?
this.
What instead of teabagging her, you know, like taco blocker, whatever, you know, whatever that is, you know, let's see it. Like, let's get aggressive. That's what I want to see. But go ahead.
No, so that's basically it for the sports world.
Yeah,
I care to talk about. Anyway.
Yeah, there's some trades.
There might be some kind of bowling tournament somewhere. I'm not sure.
Jason Belmonte is making his return to the PBA series. Of
course, he is.
After taking
of course, you know that.
After taking a little bit of time off. So he's on his way back. I know. Here's another obscure sport that I watched today, and I don't normally watch that obscure sports, but I was flipping through channels today to see, because I was checking all the channels for my job. I was checking all the channels, make sure they're working. I was flipping through them, and I landed on like a robot battle league thing.
Those are sweet.
And now it's a much bigger thing. It used to be on Spike TV, and I was like,
those
this is pretty cool. And yeah, it was. It was like a fight.
We should build a robot, and we should. But you know, the people, like, have you ever seen them? They got a whole team. They got like different people control different aspects. I mean, it's a thing. I would build a robot though. That'd be cool to go take that down there.
Oh man. Let's see. What's Austin?
Do you have any comments coming across on your?
Yeah. Austin saying, "Hey man, how you been? I've been great, man. How are you? I got a few popping in here and there and whatever. So,
yeah. I got a few joining in on mine here, but so kind of moving on to the news wise.
Yep.
Guess it doesn't matter if I ask you or not.
Yeah, the only thing I got is that one semi-sports story. You want me to start off with that, or you want to start?
Start with this one. So
okay, go ahead. Oh, you know what we need to do? You start your story. I gotta grab beers out of the fridge.
A newlywed man is killed by his bride's ex-girlfriend, who gifted them a home theater music system. And do you know what was wrong with the music system?
It had a bomb in it?
Exactly.
No, it fucking didn't.
He rigged it with explosives.
She?
No. The bride's ex.
What? You said girlfriend, though. Did you mean boyfriend?
Maybe, yes. So the bride's ex, boyfriend, whatever it would be, gifted them the sound system at the wedding. And when the husband plugged it in, it exploded. It killed the husband and his brother, and it hurt 4 others in the home. And this happened in India. I can't remember where it now says, but the ex originally lied to, I'm never going to pronounce her name right, so I'm not even going to try. Originally lied to the girl and said that he was not married. She found out he was married, and so she refused to marry him because he wanted her to be his second wife.
Oh, geez.
And so he gifted them a sound system rigged with explosives.
Holy crap.
Because when you can't win, you just blow it all up.
I guess. Just incredible. What's up, man? How are you? Welcome to the pod, buddy.
You think there'd be like easier ways though, right? Like, I mean, I don't know all the resources there are in India. I suppose they probably don't have firearms like we do here.
Yeah.
But like, just to like straight up, like, I'm just gonna build a bomb, put a sound system around it, and give it to him. So when he plugs it in, it explodes.
Jesus, that's crazy. Let's get into this first beer. You want to do that?
The guy's got to be a little bit of a mad genius,
I guess. Oh man. Okay, so this first beer we're gonna get into was sent to us by an Austin, not Austin Bodette, but my buddy Austin from TikTok. Or it wasn't sent, it was from his home area of Arkansas, and then Fat Jesus brought it back. So this one is called Love Honey Bach. It is a Bach style beer that has a little bit of honey at the back end of it. It won some awards all the way back in 2014. It's a 5th anniversary for it.
What up, guys?
And it's 6.3%. You guys checking that out? There we go on. And then whoop, there we go. Love honey. All right, let's pour this bad boy out. Yeah, I think if I was going to try to get back in an X, I feel like there's a lot of work that goes into making a bomb.
Well, okay, so this would have been his second wife. He has 2 kids with the first one.
Okay.
I mean, how miserable do you have to be with the first one to go blow up the second one's boyfriend or husband because you didn't get him, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's excessive to say the least, right?
Well, you probably don't want to see that.
So it's a pretty awesome color. It looks almost like it could be like a light amber color. It's got a nice 1 finger tall white tannish head on it. Cheers. Right? So it tastes like an amber, I feel like. It tastes pretty close to like an amber. So that would be a Bach style beer, right? A little bit more malty, a little bit, but that little bit of back end has that nice sweet honey on it.
It's still kind of light. It's not like...
No, it's not heavy by any means, especially for 6.3. It's not heavy by any means. And the honey tastes pretty good on the back end. It kind of makes it a little bit sweeter. But it's not overly sweet by any means. What do you feel on this one?
I would give it a 4.6.
It's good enough. I don't mind that at all. That's a good score for that one. That's a good beer. I think it's a really good beer. It is one of their most popular in Arkansas. This is from Lost 40 Brewery out of Arkansas. So independently owned and everything. Oh, Dage hopping in here. Hey, dickhead.
Right,
what's up, buddy? How are you?
And you had a news story for us.
I do. So this is a little bit of sports too. So this, I would assume, semi-professional athlete. His name is DJ Diplo. I know. Don't even get me started. He sounds like he's a SoundCloud rapper or something. But he ran an entire marathon. He was undertrained. No previous marathons under his belt. It runs a sub 4-hour marathon. I cannot express how hard that is to do. You're talking 26.2 miles in less than 4 hours.
Okay.
And then he attributes the entire thing to a really long acid trip. So he'd taken LSD before the race. And then he just tripped the whole time and just kept running. And
I don't think he was tripping at all. Just a running ahead.
He was on a mission, that was for sure.
So, like, instead of like grabbing water off the side, they just like open the dose.
Yeah. Well, gosh. So in those things, they have like stations along the way where you have like Vaseline for your nipples and like all kinds of. I couldn't imagine some crazy acid trip and he's just like looking at all these people. Shit, as they're going. And like, oh man, everybody would be like waving.
I would hand out glow sticks to like 50 feet of people. I would just hand out glow sticks. Say, just wave these around. We're just gonna see. We're just gonna test the waters.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know.
Blast.
What's your comment?
Blast beats or dead or D beats? Choose.
I have no idea.
I chose blast. I should be choosing that.
Okay, fair enough. We're having some weird like, hey, promote your podcast stuff over on Twitch pop up, but I'm not gonna switch over to Twitch just to
promote,
just to kill them off. What do you got another news story?
Yeah,
by any means?
So
okay.
A Michigan man, because it makes sense that this happened in Michigan, by the way.
Okay.
That's why I specifically want to point out that it happened in Michigan. He's been arrested. He went into a grocery store at 7:13 p.m.
Okay.
And the fish counter clerk informed him that it closed 7 due to the Ramadan holiday. And the suspect allegedly became very angry, argued with the clerk, finally had enough, and hit the clerk over the head with a weapon. You know what weapon?
His wiener.
Pretty close.
Oh, he's
a 4-pound frozen fish.
Jesus.
He just grabbed a fish up and just smacked it across the guy's head. Ended up sending him to the hospital. But yeah, just grabbed a frozen fish. And then
so you said Minnesota, right?
Michigan.
Okay. Minnesota, I would have been like, okay, I think I know, right? Like what his name is. But but Michigan is different.
I know it ends with A. The prosecutor said, I never have to say this, but if you assault someone with fish in our county, you will be prosecuted.
No doubt.
A frozen fish is dangerous if you use it to hit someone in the head.
Well, I suppose. It's a lot of weight sometimes. You know?
The guy was like 63 years old too. So,
he had a grudge.
But like, if the fish counter is closed, like, how do you get the fish? You know, like, is it something you could just grab the fish and went up to the register and like, I want this fish? Like, how bad do you have to want a fish? To, like, argue with someone and hit him over the head with a frozen fish.
Oh man, but it says
I want to know what kind of fish now.
Something about that it sounds off. Dare I say it's fishy? It's this. Yeah. There you go. Or this one.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
So okay. Just because we're doing this now, I figured out how to add sounds to this, right? So hit the top left button.
This one?
Yeah. Oh, that's not it. Hit this one first. That's what she said. Okay, just wait. It gets better. Now hit that one. Not that one. The other one.
Hey, you boys want some popsicles? It's very hot out here. Maybe y'all can take your shirts off.
I had way too much fun with it.
Do I want to know how long you sat out here and played with this until you could figure out, like, how many times did you record that? Because that wasn't a one and done.
Lester was not. The Lester one was not a one and done. That was probably 2 takes or something. 3 takes. And I have no problem admitting I was drunk. I was definitely drunk out here. Doing this. I came home one day with I was like, okay, I need to get the computer running a little bit better because we're lagging a little bit on lives. I need to do that. I need to figure out the sound on this. And then I want to try this other video thing, right? So I sat here, and after I went through my 2 hours of watching TikToks and whatever else, then I finally kind of got down to business. And so I made some labels.
TikTok has robbed so much time of my life.
Oh my God.
And I don't have any regrets, but it's like, dang.
The worst way that TikToks affects my life is there's 2 things. The first one is I will sit on my toilet for an hour well after I'm done with the business, And then like I try to get up and my legs are asleep and they hurt and whatever. So that's the first way that like this is
Sideways.
this, no, it just like I stand up and they just hurt and they tingle and whatever, you know.
I'm falling and I can't get up.
And I personally think that like that's bad enough. The other way that it does is financially, because I see crap on that damn app, like different food stuff I want to try and everything, and I sure as shit go and buy stuff to try. This is what I will tell you. What I will tell you as after a nice night out here, throwing darts, drinking beer, shenanigans, whatever, the best fucking food to eat is that ramen and easy mac and cheese thing I sent the snap out about. Oh my god, that stuff is so good. Cheesy ramen noodles is like the best. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So a brevered man, okay.
Okay.
Now this is in Florida. Let's premises this is a
Oh,
Florida
man.
thing.
Florida's off the chain.
Pulled an 18-inch machete at a bar after they denied another karaoke song. So he had went up, requested a karaoke song. They said no. He said, drew out an 18-inch machete and started waving it around. And law enforcement came, arrested him. They said he smelled strongly of alcohol.
Oh, imagine that.
Mm-hmm. So
listen,
that was that.
Cletus, we do not need to hear you sing "Lips of an Angel" one more fucking time tonight.
With your lips. Anyway, this happened at 2 p.m. on a Sunday.
Hell yeah!
Right?
You know what? I'm not even mad at that guy at this point. Like 2 p.m. on a Sunday.
2 p.m. on a Sunday. He wants to go play some karaoke.
Sunday fun day. Okay, you want? Oh,
I didn't realize there was so many karaoke bars open on Sundays afternoons, but I mean, maybe it's a Nebraska thing, but Florida must be popping out there on Sundays.
So I have a karaoke kind of story. You want to hear my weird stories?
Yeah.
To fill some time. So, I went and I got invited out to go and hang out with our mutual buddy Chris.
Okay.
Chris, as in Asian Chris.
Yeah.
Big Asian Chris. Okay. So he goes in because he wants to close his deal with this chick, right? This chick definitely has a boyfriend. We are well aware of this at the time,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
He gives zero fucks. He's an abusive guy, blah, 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 blah. So he didn't care. He wanted to get away from her, blah, blah, blah. So he goes, hey, we're going to go hang out in Kearney.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Tay, man.
So this is a...
T-man. I totally said that.
Oh, jeez. So this is a Thursday, okay? And he goes, hey, you want to go hang out and go to Kearney and whatever? I was like, yeah, I don't have anything going on. So let's go over. And he goes, so we go and we show up to this bar and it's in the middle of Kearney. I don't care. I don't know anybody from Kearney. So it's I want to say it's called like the Royal Garden, Royal Grove, Royal something Grove.
Block south of Cunningham.
Basically. Yeah. Okay. So I turn the corner and all I smell is pot. Like I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a good night. I was like, it's Thursday, so I was like, that just turning the corner. I still got a half a block to walk. This is gonna be a good night. So we show there's like 3 old men outside, and it's like it's the fall time. I don't know for sure. Off the top of my head. A couple of guys, and then 2 out of the 3 are smoking doobs, right? And I'm like, okay, so this is gonna be one of these things, right?
Yeah.
So we walk in, and the first thing I see is this gal. She's a little bigger gal, but she has her head shaved all the way around except for the ponytail on top of her head.
Okay.
And it's purple.
Okay, I can know.
Her eyebrows are shaved off, and there's tattoo words on her eyebrows. And then she just has these she's a tank top on, and we'll say she's bigger than me. Okay, so just to throw that out there, and she's got all these
for reference.
I'm a big guy. And she got these. To be fair, I weighed in at 322, at the doctor's office yesterday. So
Good for you.
yikes. And yeah, I'm super proud of being the heaviest I've ever been. And so she's got all these like just like basement ass just backyard tattoos. And I'm like, man, this is gonna be a weird night. Like that's the first thing I see. And we walk in, there is wall-to-wall carpeting in this place up at least 4 foot all the way around the whole damn place. Every post has carpet up 4 feet and everything. The guy behind the bar looks like a 1985 baseball coach with like the pullover and everything. His name is Charger because why the fuck not, right? We order beers. They give us tall boys for $2. I haven't paid $2 for a tall boy at a bar in, I don't know, never. And so we're like, all right, whatever. So I crack open a tall boy. We're having a good time. He starts chatting this chick up. We sit in a booth or whatever. And I look over and they're on a Thursday. This is a Thursday at like 8:00 at night.
Yeah.
Right? There is this guy that has got to be all of 6'8". And he's wearing a leather jacket that is cut off about tit high. And then a mesh purple shirt with the absolute tightest jeans I've ever seen on a male or female ever. Like, he left nothing to the imagination at all.
Good for him.
Good for him is what I say when I seen what he was wearing and how it was this guy, 6'7". I thought so was his dick at that point. This guy, but anyhow, he's singing, I don't know, Man, I Feel Like a Woman or something like that on the karaoke. There's 20-30 people in this bar, so it's a kind of popping place, but it's small. It's about the size of this. I mean, it's small, so we'll say the whole bar is something like 20, 25 deep, maybe 40 foot wide. It's not that big. And there's booths and whatever. And then I look over after, like, we're kind of sitting there, and this chick bends this guy over backwards on a table, is making out with him in front of like everybody, like the most extreme PDA I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is what is going on at this bar? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen on a Thursday, little, you know what I mean? And so we're just, and both me and Chris, our favorite thing is like weird.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
Our favorite thing is, hey, Chris, so what's up? So our favorite thing is weird shit.
I'm trying to see you so everyone can see you talking.
Yeah, there we go. My favorite thing in the world, and Chris, is weird shit. Like somebody like went down a dark alley, just came out of the shadows, like, hey, you want to see something weird? I'd be like, yeah, let's go. Let's go check this out.
I actually do.
So this whole time we're he's chatting her up and whatever, and then he kind of gets to a point where the bar's getting ready to close down or whatever. He hasn't really made any leeway. She's gonna go home to her husband, and he's like, so you want to go to strip club? And I'm like, you mean you want to drive from here all the way to? Yeah, let's go. And so we drove to Elm Creek,
Paradise City.
Yeah, I think is what that. And keep in mind, I don't go to a lot of strip clubs now, but back in the day, I definitely frequented a lot of strip clubs. And it was friends with the girls, that kind of thing, like friends with the owners, friends with the girls. We had barbecues together. That's how involved I was in that. I'm not proud of it, okay, but like it is what it is. Me and Chris spent a lot of time in the strip club, and I'm not missing. Yeah, and so anyhow, we go there, we walk in the door, and everybody from the bar is at the strip club, and I'm like, what? It's going. Apparently, there was a party bus that we were not part of that had picked everybody up from the bar and went to Elm Creek as we were driving. So we get there and they're all there. So anyhow, this is the long and short of it. The guy that we saw bent over the table getting made out or whatever, it was his birthday. So he gets pulled up on stage and they pull his pants down around his ankles and made him like bend over like a dog, and they walked him around the thing. And then they took his belt off, and he had the biggest rodeo belt buckle that I can ever remember seeing in my life. It was, I'm talking like an
Now,
8.
was this still the 6'7" guy?
No, this is a different guy. This is a different guy. But I bet he had a belt buckle on his belt that was probably 8 inches in diameter. Just a big ass belt buckle. She takes that belt buckle off of him and starts whipping him with it like on the ass, and went too far and rang his bells. Like went over his butt and like with the belt buckle rang both of the boys.
Okay.
There's no way that guy didn't wake up just black and blue and hating his life the next day. But he was so drunk, you know, he didn't care, whatever. So anyhow, we're outside. We go outside for, you know, just to get some air and whatever. And this big 6'7" guy's outside. And come to find out, so this is a weird thing that we found out in this whole thing. He was a gay, and his husband was there, and his husband was a gold star gay man, which I didn't know anything about that or what that meant. And what gold star gay man means is that you've always been with men, you've never been with women.
Oh, okay.
So it was his husband's goal that night to try to get him laid with a woman that night, which is a bananas prospect if I've ever heard. I've never been out with my quote unquote fiance, wife, or whatever, and been like, oh yeah, no, I totally want to see you get with a girl tonight. Let's go. Like it never crossed my mind in a million years. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to get him out here. Like, so like they're on the same playing field or something. And I'm like, this is the most batshit bananas thing I've ever heard. And there's some other things I'm not going to talk about on the podcast that happened that was probably a little bit too graphic for the podcast as far as some conversations that were had and whatever. Anyhow, the night ended with us just having a great time. We had, you know, whatever, talking to everybody. Drive home, I get pulled over on the way home for speeding. I get a ticket. I give no fucks about it because I didn't care, because it was such a wild, weird night. I was like, nobody's gonna believe
you got
this.
Pulled over and a speeding ticket on the.
Yeah.
Nothing else
from Elm Creek. No, nothing else.
You weren't drinking?
Yeah, but I was sober by then.
Oh, really? Okay, I was like, okay.
No. So I drank at the bar. I probably had, I don't know, like 4 tall boys at the bar, something like that, maybe.
Okay.
And then, but I have my tolerance is ridiculous. Especially back then. I bartended back then, so like my tolerance was ridiculous. I wasn't even like buzzed off of 4 by then. And then, they don't like sell beer at the strip club.
Yeah, that's right.
But you can bring in your own.
BYOB
and so we brought in like a 12-pack or whatever. But even then, at the bar, that was probably 3 or 4 hours we were there. So like a beer an hour, that's nothing. I'm gonna blow zeros at that point. And then even at the strip club, a 12-pack between 2 of us, and 2 of us at that time were over easily like 275. I can drink 6 beers and maybe blow a 0.001 or something. You know what I mean? My tolerance is ridiculous. So I was perfectly fine. They didn't even question that at all. I was speeding, so it happened. So great night though. Great wild night. Had a great time.
I feel like I missed a joke.
Why
do ducks have tail feathers?
I don't know.
To hide their butt quacks.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Thank you, pee in her butt.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's a username.
You know what? I would expect way worse out of pee in her butt than.
I mean, a joke like that and your username, like I get what you're saying. Okay. I appreciate the joke very much. As a dad, I appreciate the joke a lot. Krista says her 21st was a bit wild.
Oh yeah. Okay, save that story for next week if you're going to be like. Bennett says
we'll have to get her and Sari both. We'll have to do like probably a video one.
Oh, there you go.
We'll just get them both on.
I got Bennett saying that's what I'm missing from karaoke. If you tell me I've sang enough, Mama, I'm bringing my corn knife. I like it. Do you don't have any facts? I'm sure, because do you have any facts or no?
I do.
Oh, you have facts. I don't have. Number one, guys, I am the one that prepares. I am the one that every single time I get here and I prepare an hour before the podcast. I'm super late about it usually, but I'm the one that prepares. And today, this is all the preparation I've got. There is like 4 lines on this piece of paper. I didn't prepare it all.
So I believe you. I don't know about best advice, but back to your joke there.
Okay.
I can't remember who or where. That's better.
There we go.
I was off there. So I don't know who or where I heard it from, but a child had fell and landed on their butt, was crying because it hurt. and got picked up, and the adult's like, "Oh no, your butt's broken. There's a crack right down the middle." And the first time I heard it, I laughed way harder than I should have at that. Like, it just caught me so left field, and it's ridiculous, but I laughed so hard.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, hold on, we actually have a would you rather.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Would you rather see a tree grow or a? Oh no, nope,
It's a joke.
nope.
It's a joke.
You won't get me. I'm faster than that.
Okay. Oh man. Well, okay. What am I missing here? A tree grow or what?
Hey, we're doing good. Don't read it out loud. Read it in your head first.
Okay.
Thought you could get me.
Oh.
Thought you could get me.
You know what? You know what? Okay. There's
Nice try, Sarah.
I got you last episode, and you weren't ready for it, and
thought you could get me too. Now they're people troll hard.
Now they're
trying so hard.
So last episode, and I clipped it, and it is on our TikTok, but we really try to stay away from that kind of humor as much as possible, just so we can reach a more diverse audience and whatever. But I didn't think I was going to get you on it. I thought you were just going to dismiss it and whatever. And it caught you so hard. I was like, yes, I fucking win. So if you guys
it was a good one.
If you guys want to check that out, go over and check out our TikTok, Unlikely Role Models Pod, all one word. Go check out that TikTok and see if you know which one I'm talking about. But I got it pretty good.
Yeah.
Enough to where
crush a couple of them.
Enough to where, like, on the YouTube,
next one here.
Yeah, enough to on the longer YouTube version, there's definitely the part where you're like,
trying Pineapple Guppy.
There we go. So it's Pineapple Guppy. It's from Pipeworks. Pipeworks Brewing Company.
That is thick.
It is. It seems here. Hand me that can real quick. Pipeworks is out of Chicago, Illinois. This is 4.8%. It is a pale ale with pineapple natural flavoring. You guys want to check that can art? The can art's pretty dope. It's got like a cool, like koi fish, guppy fish, or whatever, and a pineapple on it. Pipeworks.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Greg.
Pipeworks Brewing always has fantastic can art. I don't know who their in-house guy is.
Smells
like pineapple, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, you ready for this one?
I think like my bigger issue is like it's never the flavor. It's always like depending on how I guess hoppy or bitter it hits me.
Yeah.
It's never usually the flavor. So like flavor wise, it's not bad. Like flavor wise, I would put it probably at 6 or 7.
It's the bitter that gets you?
It's the bitter that gets me every time. And that's where I can't drink it.
I will say this one, it does have some bitter notes to it. But here's the really cool thing about it, and in my opinion, on this beer, is it doesn't taste like what your standard pale ale would taste like. So a pale ale is essentially like a light IPA. So you don't get that dank resonance. You don't get that grapefruit resonance. And the pineapple that you do get, you get the pineapple fruit flavor. You don't get the sweetness. And so it tastes like it tastes like a dry pineapple, like a drier, you don't get that intense deep pineapple. I think it's great.
Look, I mean, overall, I'd probably give it like a 4.5 just because I said taste wise, 6, 7. I struggle with any kind of bitterness in them.
So I at this, now keep in mind, I like those style. I like that IPA style and stuff like that too. I'm probably at about a 7.5 on this or something. So
okay.
Yeah, but it's a good beer. I picked these ones up at Hy-Vee, I think.
All right. So fun fact: the final MASH episode was 2.5 hours long and viewed by an audience of 121 million.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Especially for the fact that it went off in 1980 something. I don't remember when the last episode was. I love MASH. So MASH and I have like a special relationship, I guess is a weird word to use, but I grew up
February 28th of 1983.
There you go. And how many? 1 point something?
121 million.
That was the entire United States, probably. There.
That
You know what I mean?
Every one of them.
Oh man. There was nothing else to watch.
They took their radios off for this.
We'll be honest about it. There's nothing else to watch, probably too. There was probably 10 stations at that time. Maybe. So my mom was like a single parent up until I was probably 5 or so, right? My dad was in the picture. My stepdad came in the picture when I was like about 5. So until that time, we would fall asleep every single night to watching MASH until the Pledge of Allegiance at the end of the night, and then snow, and we'd shut off the TV every single night. So I have seen easily every single episode of MASH twice, 3 times over.
I don't know how much MASH I've actually seen. I do know the show. I know
MASH.
the characters, and I liked it, but I don't know because again, I was born in '89.
Yeah,
so it was on reruns when I was born.
Oh yeah, I mean it still is, but it's definitely something where they've never done it since then. There has never been another. I don't know of another television show that was set in Vietnam at all. You know what I mean? I don't know that there's another.
I mean, that was basically only 20 years after.
Yeah, so I don't know that there's ever been another television show set in Vietnam, let alone another television show that like shows that side of war and everything like that. You know,
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, but even then, yeah,
that was a mess. Movie.
It really was a great movie. That was a Kubrick movie, right? Stanley Kubrick did that one.
Money says I love Bud Light.
There you go. Good luck for you. So okay. You know what? Let's touch that. We haven't talked about that.
Okay.
So it is a little political. So
here's my. You know what? I'll just do my grind my gears right now.
Okay.
Here's what grinds my gears. Stop making everything political. Just make your product. If we like it, we like it. Like nothing has to be political anymore. Like just don't make it political. Everything at all.
I agree. I don't think it's the companies that make it political. I think it's everybody else that makes a big deal about it. It's, you know, here's my rant, and I said it to somebody else that said something about like they were bowling last night and they drank like a Miller High, yuck, by the way, and a Coors Light, which is another really shitty beer, and I go, and I said something to him, and I go, why are you subjecting yourself to piss water just because of what that company wants to back? That company's back is against the wall every single day about what they represent and what they don't represent and how inclusive they have to be. None of those guys in that company want to do that necessarily. And don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to start anything. I'm just saying the generality of it, right, is that they probably don't want to. They probably didn't want to do it and everything because it does spark a political agenda that doesn't need to be there. That being said, all of these guys that are you know, shooting cases of beer, Kid Rock, and everybody else, get the fuck off your high horse about this shit. Every beer that you touch to your lips, probably somewhere along the lines, has gone across a person that a trans person bottled it, and a gay person probably brewed it, and you know, like, get over it. These people are in our society. They are just regular people like you and I. They just have a different thing that they.
I think I don't know if they're necessarily attacking that part of it, like the ideology of it, more than the fact that like just stop making things political. Like, there's probably you're probably right to an extent there too. I'm not saying that no one is.
No,
by any stretch of the imagination.
I agree. What's the different? Why make a Bud Light can special for something else? But it's just to play devil's advocate here. They make special things for the Super Bowl. They make you know what I mean? And so But I agree.
But I don't think that's like at a political level, though.
You shouldn't make an
Is there
agenda
a
for
line between political and social? I mean, yeah, there would be like. It just doesn't make sense. Like anything, like
there is, but a beer company shouldn't draw that line.
yeah. So I mean, you have like the Carhartt. You had when a lot of the stores got away from the AR-15, stopped selling them, like Walmart, Dick's, and etc.
I saw.
You
just,
had
just. I just want to interject that I saw the best TikTok ever for that AR-15 thing when it was like some politicians like.
Oh, I don't think we can say that.
Oh no! You can't. You can say. I bet you can say that. You just can't say. Yeah, you can't say the GUN thing part of it.
Are you sure? We'll
Yeah.
say pew pew
Okay,
pew 15.
So yeah, so anyhow, there was a
Sorry, TikTok.
there was a TikTok that said something about no, because that TikTok wasn't taken down, and he said it a bunch of times.
I don't know. We'll find out.
So but he goes, I don't care the political part of it at all. I don't give a rat's ass about that. But if you're going to be a politician, you're going to be making laws about this, and you're going to sit there and sit in any like to it. And it's a politician going, have you ever seen an AR shoot you know why hunters don't use ARs to shoot deers? Because there's nothing left. And then the guy goes, okay, well, if this politician knew anything at all whatsoever to do about firearms, he would realize that a 223 round is what you shoot out of an AR-15. And
you can't talk about those things.
And I didn't say I didn't.
You can't say the rounds, calibers, stuff.
Oh,
you can't.
I don't know.
You're gonna get us banned on TikTok.
And he's like, but that size, your entry hole is nothing. Your exit hole is nothing because it's a high caliber, high velocity round. That's why you don't use them to hunt deer. He's like, it's not like it, decimates a carcass. It has nothing to do with that. That's not why. It's just like, oh man. So I agree. I think that there's people that need to be better informed. If you're
going to argue a fact and try to change stuff, know what you're doing.
Yeah,
know more about it.
And now conclude the most political thing we've ever talked about on this podcast, and we won't go back there again. Okay.
T Money, 100% agree with you. 100%. I'm going to continue my political rant.
Okay,
here's my thing. I don't care if you're left. I don't care if you're right. I want to start an actual movement, and I don't know how. I even got a whole Dr. Seuss line for it.
Okay.
Right. So I want to start a whole new movement. I don't know if anyone else watched the whole TikTok congressional hearing thing. Bogus, right? They had no idea what they were talking about. It was crazy. So everyone could vote in their party line. Okay. You could vote left, you could vote right, you can red, blue, vote your party line. I don't care. But your candidate has to be 45 years or younger.
100%.
Only stipulation.
Like 1,000.
We could call it
1,000%.
Red wave, blue wave, old or purple wave, new wave. Let's start a whole movement where we just get rid of these old, decrepit people who have no idea what's going on in society.
100%. And again, this is way more political than we ever get. But I completely agree with you. I think that there should be term limits for these old crusty bastards that can't even fucking stay awake for the whole damn every day.
They have no idea.
You catch them sleeping all the time and on film and stuff like that. I don't want that prick representing my ideology or whatever. Get out of here.
They say the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Here's the deal. Left, right, let's all just get together, okay? We can hate each other, but let's hate each other at the ballot box where we get rid of all these other people who are so old.
Let's hate each other in our youth when we can do something about something. I agree. Dylan, Busby, up on here from Mostly Football Podcast. What's going on? How are you?
Anyway, I do have I have two more facts.
Oh no, let's go. Let's rip them.
So we'll jump off that whole political rant thing. We try to stay away from, but I was on a rampage there.
It's all good. It's all good.
So studies say that humans apparently have a toolkit to produce venom. As in, humans already produce a key protein used to many venom systems. So snakes and other animals that have venom have a certain protein
or whatever.
Yeah. Apparently we have it. We just don't use it.
I agree with you 100%. You should meet my kid's mom.
unlike the king cobra, it doesn't kill you in seconds. It takes years and years.
Man. It just sucks the life out of you.
Life out of you.
The duration of your children's lives. I feel like that's way worse. Odd Brawl hopping in here. Lyrical Venom. I like that. All right. Lyrical Venom. I like that. Oh, man. Sorry. That was wide open for that one to go.
You know what? You earned it. That was a good one. I appreciate it.
Oh, man.
Switzerland. Switzerland.
Did you say Switzerland? Get the fuck out of here. Sari hopping in here. What's up, handsome guys? Oh, you ain't talking about me.
You're handsome. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
My mama says I'm special.
Anyway, they have a law that prohibits owning a single guinea pig.
You have to own two.
This is because guinea pigs are social animals that live in herds. I would love to see a herd of guinea pigs out in the wild.
Oh, no, 100%. Have you ever seen a guinea pig in the wild? No, it's because they grow them bitches at PetSmart.
Right? I'm going to buy a bunch of guinea pigs and just release them and give it a couple generations to see what happens.
There's two things you never see in the wild. Gerbils and guinea pigs. Never once have I ever gone out into my yard and seen fucking guinea pigs digging up my garden. Not once.
Dang guinea pig.
Not once. But I'm telling you right now, I'd hunt a guinea pig. Let's go.
I bet they taste delicious.
I bet they do. Odd Brawl.
The law was actually passed in 2008 to protect the welfare of these furry creatures.
Oh, man. Odd Brawl is hopping in here with Nintendo Switzerland. Bazinga. That was a good one. 10 points.
I think you have to do the same thing with ferrets.
Ferret
in heat.
They always say they have to pair them up, yeah.
A female ferret in heat who does not mate dies. Like they can die.
Well, I'm not doing any. I'm not relieving any pressure from some ferrets. So I'll buy two for sure.
Could you imagine if like humans were like that? There'd be a lot of guys that would be.
I'd have been dead a long time ago. Probably.
We would have been fine.
Wait, hold on.
If a guy
died
every time he didn't, we'd all be extinct.
Oh man, you just have to go and like clear the pipes out. I'd live forever. I'm telling you right now. They say that shit now. They say that masturbation in general, that it like prolongs your activity.
Say that either.
I don't know, but I just did. So we'll see how that works out. They apparently if you do that, you like it prolongs your life. I am immortal right now.
See you people later.
Oh man, I'm telling you right now, I'm making new 2040 right now.
Chris says we die on the inside a little.
Hey, you know what? Everybody just wants a nut. That's all they, like the reals out there. That's all they want. They don't want any BS. They just want a nut. All right.
So these are the would you rathers.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
So we are at the would you rather portion of tonight. Feel free to throw your other ones out there. Don't try to get us canceled, Sarah. Would you rather be a wizard or a vampire?
Oh.
Now, like, wizards, obviously, you got a little power there. I think they all pretty get old. But the vampires are kind of, they're kind of long term.
Okay. So keep in mind, you know me very well.
Chris says vampire.
Yeah, I would have guessed that already for her. She's a man eater for sure. I'm telling you right now, though. Wizard would be cool. It really would. But if you're going to be a super villain, my TikTok killed out. Oh, I got banned. Oh, did you too?
Not yet.
Oh, you should be all right.
Do I just turn it off real fast?
What did I say?
I told you couldn't say it.
It says adult nudity and sexual activities.
I told you couldn't say it.
What did I? I said the M word. That's what it is. That's stupid. That's stupid.
You have a direct line to yours. They probably didn't hear it through mine.
That's just the charger.
I told you.
I guess.
told you.
Okay.
I'm guarantee I'm gonna get banned now. Thanks a lot, you big jerk.
You
That'd be
probably are.
3 for 3. I have been live 3 times and you've banned me 3 times.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm never going live around you again.
It's probably not. It probably didn't hear me. Anyhow.
If it cuts out, y'all know what happened.
I'm choosing vampire, but the reason I'm choosing vampire is because said this a million times. I'm super on all the way. There's once I get that much power, get out of here. I am super villain all the way.
I'm choosing wizard because I like the sun.
I like the sun too. I'm just telling you, I don't know.
I like my favorite line from Hotel Pennsylvania. He's like, "Oh, do you die from garlic?" Oh, no, it's just a slight injustice. He's like, "Oh, do you die from a wood stake to the heart?" And it's like, who doesn't? Like, yeah, touche.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think wizard. You could do spell. You could prolong your life. I tell you what, I'll go the wizard route if I can guarantee immortality. If I can't guarantee immortality, I'm going the vampire route. And it's not because I really want to live forever. It's really not. But if I'm gonna go that route and I'm gonna be a villain, I want some time. Give me some time.
I seen one that says it was a meme or I don't know where I saw it, but they said, how come all these vampires in movies are all filthy rich millionaires / billionaires and stuff? And someone or the comment on it was like, if you've been alive for 1,000 years and you're poor, why don't you just go ahead and run into the stake?
That's
yeah,
that's right there. Oh man.
Okay, so would you rather?
Sorry. Oddbrawl hops in here. Wizard, easy, no blood, you die, and I'm not reading that last comment. Okay.
Okay, so would you rather be pew-pewed in both elbows or both knees?
Ooh. Okay.
I think I'm taking elbows.
I'm taking elbows. I have visceral reasons, though, right? I broke my one leg, both bones underneath the knee, compound fractures, shattered my ankle, and broke some of the bones of my foot. The worst ever. You can't get anything for yourself. You can't. Oh man, it was terrible. It was like 2 months before I could drive by myself.
I don't know much for yourself with the other way. Straight on.
Oh, you know what? I'll turkey it. I'll T-Rex that shit. I'll figure it out. How do you feed yourself with no elbows? You know what? If you got legs, you can walk to some.
I've seen some videos. I've seen people with no arms who can do a crap ton with their legs. I can guarantee you, I would never reach that dexterity. But I've seen some crazy.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Can shoot bow and arrow and hit bullseyes with their feet and
I've seen a TikTok. There's a guy who's live. He streams. He's playing on Fortnite stuff. He has no arms or anything. He uses his mouth.
What?
He uses his mouth, and you can see him or whatever. And he would dominate me. He would rickroll me in every game of Fortnite ever. And he's using his mouth. I'm super impressed, but I'm also mildly really upset that a guy who has no arms who's using his mouth would just rickroll me in a game. He's really good.
Don't tell me the guy that gets the good parking spot is whooping my ass in Fortnite too. I would be violently upset. You already get the spot. You make me.
I'll try to send it to you next time I see it. No, the guy is good.
You make me walk 20 extra feet every time we park, and you're sitting over here whooping my ass in Fortnite. I don't want to hear it. Okay.
I don't know how you get to the point where, like, I'm sure you have to, like, obviously you have to call out and have that special made, like, controller and stuff. But, like,
I would say
it's just
like
insane.
a Stephen Hawking kind of thing
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
mean, where there's a will, there's a way. And I tell you what, Chris has said the exact same thing I just said. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Oh, there we go. Oddball says they're all handy on Twitch is crazy. We'll have to check that out. They're all handy is all one word. It's they're
Is that the guy's name? Is that what he's saying?
handy with an I, all one word on Twitch is crazy. I'll have to check it out. Oddball, I will definitely.
All right, so would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Oh, the duck-sized horses, 150%.
I almost want to take on a horse-sized duck.
No, they are assholes.
I get that. I might want to ride it. I don't know. There's a part of me like that just wants to
no. Riding one, that's a different story. You can float. It's like an all-terrain vehicle, right? But it's like fighting it? No way. It's got that neck. It's got the reach. No way. I'll punt some little duck-sized horses. I've stepped over 50 of them in my lifetime just in my damn living room. My Little Ponies and bullshit. I've been preparing my whole life for that. A duck-sized horse, get the fuck out of here. That seems like a really, really bad idea. It's like
those are like Clydesdales. Really stocky duck-sized horses.
Like a goose. Like a Clydesdale-sized goose. I've seen geese like eat holes through things because they got those little teeth on their chompers, on their beaks or whatever. Man, absolutely. I got attacked by a goose.
I would try if I had 100 duck-sized horses, I would try to like rein them up and like pull a sled. Just have a little sled going through town with 100 duck-sized horses.
How do you train breadcrumbs?
You just sprinkle some oats out in front of them and they just go.
I got attacked by a goose when I was like 3 years old, ate a hole in my diaper and bit my ass. Legit, 100%. I was trying to feed geese or something like that. Motherfucker chased me down and like bit a hole in my diaper and bit my ass. I don't give 0 F's about ducks. I'm done with ducks and geese and all that.
So we were young. My grandma used to take us out to a lake there in Grand Island. We would feed the ducks. I've never got chased by one, but I remember that.
Deer Park or something?
It was over
where Saddle Club is. Keister Lake.
I'm not exactly sure. I know there's just a small lake inside Grand Island, like a pond.
Oh, it's probably sucks. I bet.
I don't think it sucked.
No. There's okay. Sorry. To be fair, there's a pond smack dab in the middle of Grand Island called Sucks Lake. It is spelled exactly like you think it is.
Okay.
And it's the only lake and it's small. It's a pond. It is definitely a pond. Smaller than like the Central City one, right?
Yeah.
But it's the only place in Grand Island that they release trout every year. And so there's trout always in there. But the trout population gets hindered because there's so many people that feed ducks in that pond or whatever. There's geese and ducks all the time or whatever. And they eat all the fry, like the little trout. So we got to where it's not as good every year. So they always watch.
Yeah.
They wait till later on in the year to release it. But yeah. Goose are scarier than ducks. They are savage, Oddball says. Absolutely.
Do you have a grind my gear this week?
I mean, I can have a million. How do I do this without sounding way too personal about it? I've kind of got one. I have a problem with people that don't understand how things work. And I know that sounds really, really vague, right? But like, case in point.
Are you talking about people who like things that they should know how they work, but don't, or just don't know how they work?
Just people that don't even take the time to even like think about it.
Okay.
Right? Like people
the thing that's popping in my head is like they show kids today the the spinner phone,
Oh yeah.
and they just stare at it and they're like, "What's
Oh,
this?
no,
What
no,
do I
no.
do?" And it's like, okay, you've never seen one. I get that. You don't know how it works. You're just your first time seeing it.
Yeah.
10 seconds of just looking at it and touching it. I think I figured this out.
You should common sense it out.
I got this.
That's definitely not what I'm talking about. So
Okay.
this is a little bit more on like the customer service side of things. Okay. A person should think about how things work. Should think about people. Should think right. What we get in our field a lot is people who have problems, and they think that you should be there right now, fixing it right this second. Like they don't think that, hey, there's 8,000 other customers within an hour of you. Also, there is people who do this and come and do these services that have lives outside of work.
Yeah.
Everything like that. Everybody's problem is the biggest problem that you have across your desk at the time, every single time. And it's just like, that's not how the world works anymore, sweetheart. Like that's
Right.
that's not how that goes. That's not how it should go. You know, like just think about it a little bit. Like, go, okay, well, it's this company, and like think about like, do you really think that we can just drop everything we're doing this second to drive an hour and a half to your house to fix your inconvenience? Because that's what it is 9 out of 10 times. It's it's one thing if like something's completely out and whatever and you're like completely down, that's a different story, right? But like, oh, I can't watch this one channel, or like, like, oh, it's my internet's working but it's slow or whatever. Okay, don't call me at 8 o'clock at night and complain about it, because I'm telling you right now, my ass isn't working at 8 o'clock at night, and neither is any of my other people. So
Krista says amen.
it's just they just don't think about it. Same thing with like, and we're all guilty of it too, but like even like restaurants, right? You go to eat at a restaurant and everybody, all these girls are at home with OF accounts and stuff like that, making $100,000 a year now. None of them want to come and flip your burgers. So get it. There's 2 people working at the burger stand. Just be patient,
Right.
They might not get it right the first time. They've only been working here a week, and God forbid you don't like back them people because they actually are out working and not, doing
I've
whatever.
never yelled or like harassed them, but I have left in anger. Like, I'm not dealing with this. What the heck is going on?
Oh yeah.
So I've done that, and I will. You know what? There's one place I will straight call out.
Okay.
North Walmart in Grand Island. You suck. I don't think I've been there one time just to get like a flat repair, oil, anything simple. And they're like, oh, 3 hours. And I'm like, okay.
So you're talking just the tire,
The tire and service.
or TNL or
TLE.
whatever. Yeah.
Tire and Lube
Express. Yeah.
Ain't nothing express about it, okay? I go there and they're like, oh, sorry, we got 2 oil changes in front of you. I'm like, okay, cool. How long? 3 hours. I'm like, 3 hours?
75 hours.
Who's changing that oil? Like, I could do it in my driveway in 20 minutes. And you're telling me you can't get it done with all the equipment and a pit and all that in 10? Like,
yeah. I do agree with you. Usually in those aspects, I'm not super. Here's
hey, I'm just saying, North Walmart, Tire Lube Express, worthless.
Okay.
Worthless.
That's probably fair, because I don't ever go there. I always go to South Walmart for any of that.
Yeah.
But I don't go to those for Tire.
Dork's really good.
So okay, before we get started, this next beer that we're drinking is a cider from Glacial Till. It is cherry vanilla.
I like Glacial Till. So.
Oh yeah, all their ciders have been amazing.
This smells really good.
Where are they from again? I don't remember. It's on the can. I don't remember. It's a town in Nebraska. I just can't think of it. Papillion or something. Oh, it's probably covered. It's I want to say it's probably Papillion or something weird like that. But Glacial Till, they're a winery. Believe it or not, Glacial Till is a winery, and then they do ciders as well. These hard ciders, and you can peel that all you want, and I don't think you're going to get the answer soon enough. Is it Papillion?
Man, I'm so close. Next tear for sure.
That's okay. We're all waiting. No worries. We'll wait.
Palmyra.
Okay, so it's Palmyra, Nebraska. This one, I was really intrigued because number one, we've loved all of these flavors, and this one is cherry vanilla, and they have like a stacked up big vanilla cone with like a cherry on top on the can art, and they never put can art on a single one that they do. So I'm kind of
All right,
intrigued.
I'm gonna drink this because this
And
smells.
so
I wish I could have this as a candle. This actually smells delicious.
Oh god, it really
It
does.
smells so good.
So Kyle doesn't like vanilla. We're gonna premise this by saying Kyle
Yeah.
doesn't like vanilla, which is my favorite ice cream and malt.
Well, I don't
and
mind.
everything
I
else.
don't mind vanilla ice cream and stuff like that.
You
That's
just don't like vanilla.
But like vanilla Coke or like vanilla, like Pepsi and stuff like that.
Oh, no, that's-
always hated those.
So those are all dog shit because they're not really.
No, I know but I didn't say it like this.
If vanilla Coke and vanilla Pepsi was a thing, it would have been made 50 or 60 years ago when Pepsi Coke was
those
like.
are a thing.
They are no, but they were good. It's not like they stuck around. It's not like that. Like
Oh yeah, no,
you know
I
what I mean?
say
Like-
they're trash.
yeah. Okay. Here we go. Let's get into this.
That is delicious.
Holy balls! That legit tastes like ice cream too.
It does.
Okay, so it's a cider, so it definitely does have a apple juice kind of background in it. However, the flavors that they've pumped into this is 100% like a
Well, there it
cherry.
is, Carissa. Go ahead and get on that candle for me. It smells so good.
Like it tastes like a cherry dilly bar from Dairy Queen, right? So cherry outside with the vanilla ice cream on the inside.
I still like the
so
mango
good.
one more than this.
Oh no. I feel like the best one out of all of these is the caramel apple one. I think
I don't know if I've ever had the caramel apple.
I think we had it on the show.
Okay.
To be fair,
I don't know if I don't remember it.
But the caramel
I
apple
like
one,
the mango one a lot. This one is
dope.
still a 9.5.
Oh,
for
so
me.
good.
This is good.
So good. So yes, so if you guys like ciders, Glacial Till out of Palmyra, Nebraska is. I'm just gonna say they're the tits. They're the just
They're hands
amazing.
down. Mom.
And this cherry vanilla is really great. They're 5.5. I will say this. I've had a lot of different ciders over time and stuff like that. The only other company that comes anywhere close to how good these taste is Ace. And Ace is expensive to start with. And you can only get at certain places and stuff like that. Ace is really, really good too. But this is right up there. This is
good.
awesome. Awesome. Well, we've
that kind of
we've kind of gotten
winds us
over.
up for tonight.
We're at like an hour 20. So what do I want to talk about? Let's kind of wind it down here. We are going to try our best to continue to do at least every other week. We might try, especially during the summer, depending on
in the summer when our children are not in school and it's a lot easier.
Yeah, we
you
might try
could
to
definitely see more of us.
And there's a possibility now because we've had some different shows leave the podcast network that we're part of and stuff like that. There's a possibility we can change what day we do the show and what time, maybe a little earlier, whatever, depending on if it works out. So we are gauging the interest in that and kind of that around. So there's a possibility we're going to start seeing you guys a little bit earlier, and all that stuff. If you guys want to see us a little bit earlier, please reach out and let us know. It is Unlikely Role Models Podcast at gmail.com. If you want to drop us a line that, you can DM us on all of our social medias. That's perfectly acceptable as well. And then we're planning on having Tina on probably next week.
Yep.
Or next episode at least, if that works out for us. And I don't know, we got another podcast that wants to be on ours and wants us to be on theirs. We'll definitely have that on our Facebook account if you guys want to go check that out and and check in on updates and that kind of thing.
Again, go follow us on our TikTok account so we can get 1,000 followers on there. The Unlikely Role Models Pod, all one word.
There we go. And gosh, I guess that's about it. I've been Shane, aka the Horny Gnome,
And I've been Kyle, just Kyle.
and this has been Unlikely Role Models Season 2, Episode 28. We love you all, and good night.